TruVue podcast.
A bunch of different views.
Your boys keep it real, man. I really like listening to them, man. They funny. Yeah. Son. They really speak their truth. What the hell was that? You're. What it do? What the business is? What's good? It's your boy Mel, and we back in the building again, bringing the barbershop to the box office, baby.
I just want you to know they'll bring this up in court. Like when
TruVue podcast.
Why are they taking us to court?
Because we're just cancel culture. At some point, we'll just be in there. This will be on the record. It'll happen. That question will be there. Me laughing.
I can't even do the shit. Like, how they do the shit, bro? Like,
I don't know, man. I got a kink in my damn neck already. I was just fucking around.
I feel like I gotta move my whole body and shit.
Yeah.
Hey, they do be putting some shoulders on it though.
Hey, you know that's why they say black people are good dancers too. You know, like they have that. They have Let's cut the stereotypes now.
Oh,
as we were.
That's because we put all that hip thrusting. Bam, we bam, bam. We'll populate a culture, baby. Get it. Boom, 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 boom.
You were saying something. Hey, have you noticed that the last two attempted escape from prison have been women who are trying to break out the dudes they're fucking on the side? Have y'all noticed that the last two?
Like, why and where did that come from?
I don't know how my brain got to that point. So that's a fair question. Because that has nothing to do with what we're talking about today. Nothing. There's not a bitch in this shit. Nothing. I don't mean bitch. Like, I mean, like, there's not a female. Wait.
Hey, so his name is Jay, and he's happy to be here today. It's your boy Zoe.
He's our special guest.
TruVue podcast. We here, man. Back at y'all with another
that
one.
Came out wrong.
Let's get it.
I love women. I respect them. God. All right. My bad. See what happens when you make me just talk too much?
We didn't make you.
Interrupt me next time. It's your fault.
Which is why we can't use Zoom. You know.
All right. Are we done with the intros?
No.
Oh, did we start the intros?
We got one more, man.
Oh yeah, my bad.
See.
Hey, you guys are back. I sure appreciate you being here. Once again, thanks again for tuning in to the TruVue podcast, baby. It's grown man MJ. And we gotta say, the first one was so nice we had to do it twice. That's why we back in the building. Let's get it, fellas.
All right.
Before we get started, everybody raise that cup. We're gonna do a little salute. Now.
This is attempt number 3. I'm already drunk, fellas.
This is. We done did 3 shots. We had some technical difficulties, but salute.
Zoe sipping water.
And he said, "Nah, man, there's too many shots. Back to back."
I put my glass in there.
Man, no.
Like a grandmother reading a text message right now.
Damn, G.
I'm just saying, back up a little bit. I still see you.
He doing it.
Charlene, what does he say? What does he say right here?
You should have wrote. You should have tried.
What they texting, baby?
Oh man. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming back. This week on the TruVue podcast, we will be reviewing.
We sincerely appreciate you all showing back up.
And we ask for forgiveness in Jay's butchering of everything that he's about to do. All right.
Just know the movie didn't come with the textbook.
It did not, and I will listen. It did not. At least not my copy. Did not. And I watched the English overdub version, so I definitely didn't have no help.
I should have went with the original, man.
I fucked that. I ain't had time to read. I was high. This week on the TruVue podcast, we're reviewing Bahubali. Bahubali.
That's what's up.
Okay. All right.
That's what's up.
Okay. Thumbs up. That's one down. All right.
They still gonna murder you in the comments. They still gonna.
In the kingdom of Maui Maui, while pursuing his love, Shivudu learns about the conflict-ridden past of his family and his legacy. He must now prepare himself to face his newfound arch enemy. Yeah. How do you? Is it Mahismathi?
Now you're doing too much.
I called it Mali
down.
Mali. So
Calm
I just want to get it right for the people. Is it Mahi? This shit got an 8 out of 10. Who was reviewing these movies?
Hey, I thought it slapped, G.
Yeah,
Me too.
I mean, if
Mahismathi.
Mahismati. Thank you. I knew it. Mahismati.
what you call it, mahi.
I did
That's
call
a
it.
fish.
That's a fish. Phenomenal fish. It's a white
It
fish.
is delicious fish.
It's fucking phenomenal.
That's why
I
he
love
loves it so much, huh?
Yo, hey, why you gotta do all of that, man?
Got a nice flavor to it, huh, Jay?
It
that what he said?
It does. It does have a nice flavor to it. I've never had curry mahi mahi.
Oh man!
If I have curry mahi mahi, is it
Here we go.
Mahismati? Yo, did I? I get no respect on this one. We don't need validations, though.
Oh,
Mike, we didn't
man.
need that people gallery. Nobody needs to. We need to repeat it.
So of course, we reviewing this one. Thank you to the fans in the comments leaving the suggestions for us. Avish Kumar and San S both suggested this movie that we go back and look at this. So you might get some comparisons to the RRR episode that
it is our only reference. I mean,
It is.
just
So please have grace and just
Yeah.
know that we new to this genre, so we can only use what we know. As far as the flavor, comparing it,
Flavor.
Yeah. well, I'm speaking proper for them. So
the
as far as
flavor.
flavor,
Does it come with a soda?
get that shit out of here. Step back, everybody. Step back. I thought this went harder than RRR did in the flavor section.
Oh, you just talking about in the terms of flavor, right?
In the flavor section, yeah.
Okay, all right.
So I thought it went harder. I thought
Agreed.
I don't think it would. I don't know. Now
So from this-
RRR came off more. They gonna kill me again for this, but it came off more like a musical.
I didn't see that with RRR.
This
I feel
one
like
didn't
this one
come off
more
come
musical.
off that much to me. It was more like the music was the background for the scenes.
I agree.
I kind of disagree.
Because RRR, you had motherfuckers dancing together, 30, 50 motherfuckers.
Just out the
Like,
blue.
With
But
this, it was just real cohesive to the scene. Everything matched. I felt even the actors could sing better, you know what I'm saying, in the motherfucking RRR.
All right. So
And it wasn't as staged, you know what I mean? Like it was more like the music was the
I will
background.
agree with that. I will agree
And
with
they weren't sitting up there singing with the choreography and all of it. Although
Yeah.
Jay, before you take off,
that. Okay.
So y'all don't remember seeing when he was chasing the booty? That wasn't staged. That
That was
wasn't,
just- that's exactly what I was
that
gonna
wasn't
go to.
choreography.
That was
that
exactly
was-
what I was going to go to.
But that was one.
And then when he did the Me Too compilation,
It
right?
was gracefully done, though.
When he did his Me Too
Gracefully.
bit after
It was
that.
gracefully done.
I enjoyed
I
it.
give you that.
So
wanted to ask that question.
yeah, I'm with you, Mike, because
You said the Me Too, because that definitely was.
I was like,
Yeah,
are
I
we
didn't
missing
see no
something?
consent.
Yeah. All I heard in the background was change clothes and go.
Girl,
Girl, I promise you no substitute.
substitutions.
Just me.
Um, but yeah,
Change
no,
clothes.
I didn't. For me, I felt like this one was more musically, but I do think the music was better here.
Okay.
I will say I felt as though the transitions that they made, I only remember two big dance number, and one was at the end, and the other was at the wedding in RRR. That, and I felt like the way they transitioned into that dance number in the wedding was natural, and it made sense based on the conflict that they were presenting at that time. With this one, it was almost like, all right, in like, because I mean they had a whole costume change, be like in the middle of it, like just winter wonderland disappeared, and we're in summer Florida right now. You know
No,
what I'm
no, she was wearing everything underneath.
saying? Gotcha. Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, we saw him take it all off, so yeah.
But he put it back on.
Stop it.
I'm just-
Stop it. Like, stop it. Like that's. I mean, Jeffrey Epstein said they could leave anytime
whoa,
they
whoa,
wanted to.
whoa,
I'm just
whoa,
saying.
whoa.
Just saying. If we're making comparisons, let's make them. Um, but I say all that to say, I do think this one, the for some reason, even though it was more of a musical theme for me, the music was better, more enjoyable here. Because I do agree, I recognize the length of that dance number at the wedding in RRR. But here, my man was chasing homegirl, booty butterfly for a minute, and I even realized how long it was. So I thought that was dope.
Yeah, and I also
even go ahead, Zo.
man, please don't get down on those too hard viewers, but I felt that the music was done so dope that they kind of bit a little bit off of movies like Aladdin,
Yeah,
Jungle Book, shit like that.
I can see that.
Even though it may not have been done on purpose, but the way the music matched with the scenes, you know what I'm saying, it kind of felt like a Disney.
That brings me up. That
film.
brings me to a point that I want to make. That I'm going to save for the look at me.
Wait,
but
wait,
that
hold on.
brings me to a very good point.
Oh yeah, you know what? I'm gonna save mine too, Jay. I'm gonna save
Yeah.
mine too. You right. All right, go ahead, Mike.
Well, I was gonna say that one thing I did appreciate from this film, and if we are referencing our experience with RRR, is that the transitions from the music to back into the acting was a lot smoother. So I do give you that uh, the music didn't feel like it was a cutaway from
Yeah.
the action.
Like a
You know what
music
I mean?
video, just plugged into the middle of a movie.
Plugged into the middle of a movie. Yeah. I get what you're saying there. So with that, I do agree, and I do think the music definitely had maybe a more mature type of ring to it. I guess I don't know what I was feeling with it, but it definitely came off more mature, and it was like it definitely told more in depth what the story was, which I thought was helpful for me.
Say that again. What was it?
It was like explaining the story more in depth.
Okay.
It wasn't necessarily about the scene. It gave you more like backstory
More background.
into what
Kinda
was
like
happening.
they used the music to assist the
Narr-
story.
To
Narrate.
narrate.
Yeah.
Yeah. To narrate.
No, that's a good observation. So I'm guessing everybody in agreement staying with the music. Since we got such big pushback on saying RRR was musical, man, y'all want to break down exactly why we feel like it? Because in this genre, when we
Well,
hear music, go ahead.
you can finish setting it up. I thought
No,
you were done. Go finish
no,
setting it up.
that's it. Well, in this genre, when we hear music being Westerners, we automatically associate that with a musical. It's not, downgrading or downplaying any of the movie or anything, but that's the automatic comparison that we get because it's the only thing that we see where people just break out in song and dance in the middle of a movie. So
Mhm. Like over here, even though it's considered a biopic or biopic, however you want to say it,
mhm.
like movies like Ray and shit are almost considered musicals as well.
Almost,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Although I would still put more stuff, more such like Grease in the lane of musical and
Hmm.
all that stuff. West Side Story, all that stuff goes in that musical lane. Uh, but I mean, it just changes. I think once it leaves your border and goes to another border, it gets classified different. And it's not to be disrespectful. It's just uh how it's interpreted in the culture over here. You know what I'm saying? Uh like you go to some countries and they're wearing soccer shoes as a regular shoe.
Yeah,
And over here we think it's like that's just what the soccer kids is gonna wear.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not something that everybody wears. Just something different like that. You know, it's just different strokes for different folks, but it's not meant to. I don't think we meant it to downgrade the quality of the film
Or the genre.
or the genre of the film or the seriousness of the film.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
That was very well said. Thank you, Mike. Thank you. All right, so oh, and if you guys are listening to this and you have not listened to the RRR episode, go back to TruVuePodcast.com, or if you're following us on the YouTube, go ahead and check out that RRR video and check out the comments, and you will see exactly what we're talking about. So let's keep it moving, keep it pushing. A lot of people thought we came up short on our interpretation of the movies.
Shout but shout it, shout but shout it, shout, 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 shout but shout it, shout but shout it, shout but shout it, shout, 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 shout but shout it. Man,
I'm gonna let y'all go first because I got a huge one.
yeah, I'm gonna kick it off. First off, I thought this movie was done very well. I felt
You
the
about to say
story.
something messed up. You about to say something really messed. If you start off like, first off, let me just explain that I really love.
Yeah,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
like the story was good. It was much
That's a
better
lot of
to
sugar
me.
for the shit, ain't it?
It was much better to me than RRR. But I
Cap.
feel they really fucked up
Cap.
towards the end when my man's reached his OG, all that shit, and they just went to this different universe
Story.
to
Back.
basically force a part two. I'm like, what the fuck?
Cap. Cap. Cap.
Jay, how do you pop on the screen and have all rebuttals
Just
Cap. Because I'll be
and,
listening.
and finishing
Don't
and
call him
finishing?
But then you threw in the sauce like you was agreeing with it, but then say cap like
Yeah. No, I'm saying Captain where you said this was better than RRR. The story was better than RRR.
up until that point.
All right.
Listen to me.
All
All right,
Go ahead.
before you go,
Go ahead.
stick a
Go ahead.
pin, stick a pin. I just gotta say this: RRR, regardless of the mysticism, where I said the two of them were very similar, is the fact that like the feats were still there, the wonder and the mysticism theme behind it, like the miraculous thing that men can do, and this fantasy they sell in movies was still there throughout it. That's what the constant thing is in between the two of them. However, the story that I got from RRR was to me was more meaningful, more relatable. It had more dimensions to it, and the conflict was just ebbs and flows. You were on a constant roller coaster. With this shit, they sold you something. It was almost as if they spent 2 hours trying to make a story work, realized they weren't, and they're like, all right, fuck it, let's add 4 more hours to it. But we'll split it in part two. Like it was a bad story. Like it was a good story, poor execution. In
I
my
disagree.
opinion.
Yeah, I disagree.
Okay.
I honestly see no comparison to RRR in this. I see a completely different movie, but um, I didn't like the shortcoming. Like Zoe said, I didn't like how you take me on this journey, and then when we about to end the journey, you send me down a whole nother secret path that I
That
didn't
is
even know.
bullshit.
But watching part two, I understand why they did it, but they could have. I think they could have took the ending of part two, put it with this ending, and then you would have did good making part two like a prequel. but that might be some
You already watched
Western
part
stuff.
2?
Yeah, I watched part 2. I watched the whole thing.
Mm.
Because part 2 in
They
the
made it pretty
beginning
good
is
too.
finishing up with the end of part 1, and then they finish the beginning of part 1 at the end of part 2. So they fucking Quentin Tarantino'd our ass. But when they could have made 2 separate movies, and I think it would have came off way better like that. If you gave me a complete movie with this one, and then go back and tell the father's story uh with a separate movie, I thought that would have been more entertaining instead of forcing me to have to finish it so that I know the ending of both stories. You know what I mean? Or the beginning of one and the ending of another. Like it's just that part is my shortcoming. That was not the
Man,
key.
so you all missed it then. Cause
And homie
my,
had a. I'm sorry.
go ahead, Jay.
I don't know if I'm off, but I felt like the father's arm changed between the old story and the one
No,
that
it
we were
didn't.
living.
No, he had strong hand on the whole movie.
Okay, all right. Because at one point it looked normal to me, but I couldn't tell.
Well, he covered it up at one point
Okay,
when you
okay,
just
okay.
saw him just, looking like he was chilling. But
Yeah.
you all missed it to me. And
All right.
and
What's up?
and this actually affected my score quite a bit
Okay.
overall. Uh Beginning of the movie, they show the aunt who they put in charge after
The father dies.
the father and the mother had passed.
Right.
And I wish they would have had more of her character throughout the movie. I really liked her
I liked her
character.
a lot.
She's in part
She
2.
was she was dope to me, and
She's in part
to
2.
hear that she's
She
in
looked
part 2, I
gangster.
definitely check that out. Yeah, I definitely check that out because I liked her character and I thought she was a very strong actress as well. But at the beginning of the movie, they show her evading of the forces and getting the baby to freedom, away from every danger or
I
whatever.
think I know where you're going. But go
But
ahead.
then later in the movie, they showed the young boy growing up in the kingdom with Balaladiva. They
No,
had Balaladiva and
That was the
no, no, no,
and
no,
alternate universe.
no. That was his father.
That's
That's
where
the
I
young
feel
boy's
like they
father.
messed up. I didn't realize it was his father until he said
Yeah.
what he said at the end.
okay.
But then that still doesn't make any sense to me because I go back to, but she was carrying the baby in the river. So
You
who?
gotta watch
Right.
part 2. They
See what I'm
explained
saying?
everything.
No, that's not
I,
right.
I
That's
I I get what you're saying, Mel, but to me that's a shortcoming for the first movie. You
Absolutely.
get what
what I
I'm
said.
saying?
That
That's
Yeah,
yeah. We in
yeah,
agreement because that's what I
yeah.
said. But if you watch part 2, you understand. Like it brings everything together, but it sucks that you have to, like you're
That's
forced to
the
watch that
second
movie
one.
to bring it together.
you see,
So
that's
they
what I'm saying. And like, what I will say though, I had 2.5 hours. I'm invested. So I did try to find. Was about to start watching, and then life happened. Not good at this parenting shit yet, bro. Um,
you get it. You get
I just
Yeah,
they
take it.
they're moving.
Will ye?
it. Go ahead, Jay. Get it out. Get it out.
I don't like them. I don't fucking like them. We gonna move some fucking furniture on site. And but fair question, will I? Like,
Yeah. I mean, you ain't got no damn choice now.
anyway, but like I am intrigued by it, and I fully like I didn't do this much research to find an English version of some shit in a minute, but I will go check. I do like the accent, so one we'll get back to that in the look at me. Um, but yeah, no, I just felt as though that was a shortcoming to the audience, and to me, I didn't enjoy it in the same way I don't enjoy when like my favorite actors do what we all perceive as a money grab. You see what I'm saying? Like it cheapens it, like, and I don't know if I think that it's just not what it killed the entire story for me because up until that point, I'm vested. I'm even invested in the fact that you did this alternate switch so I could fully understand it. And I thought they were going to explain some shit. And I did think before I even watched once I saw part 2, I was like, oh, like this must be the prequel to this. So I did think they could wrap it up a little bit neater and still have a sequel. And given what you said, you would agree to that. But I just could not get over the fucking switch, dude, and how they played it with the brother, with the kid playing his father. Like,
see, I didn't get that. That was
the dad.
the dad and the brother, because his brother had the kink in the arm
The whole time,
and the young dude didn't have a kink in the arm
the whole time. So the brother is on that. That's why I didn't understand.
Right. They when they were showing the two little dudes growing up. Hold on, Jay. Hold on. When they were showing the two little dudes growing up, going through all the different rites of passage,
yeah,
like that,
fighting for the throne.
Yeah, you kept seeing like Bahubali kind of being the successor,
right?
And out dueling
the other
Bala La Diva,
right?
Bala La Diva, and and so that's why I took it as it was those two.
Don't join them. Do not join him. Do not join him.
It does kind of.
That's why I thought it was the two children going through the stages, and it was showing them growing up. And I never took it as the fathers, even with them saying that at the end. It just didn't make sense, and it came off kind of cringy at the end for me, and that's why I put it in my shortcomings. That's all I'm saying.
No, that to me was the biggest failure in this one, because to make that switch and to make matters worse, you're using the same characters, so it's even further fucking confusing, right? And then your explanation is like, oh, that was the father, but the father dies in the beginning of the story when you start the alternate universe. And then, like Mike's saying, you have the father with the kink in the arm being so obvious throughout the whole alternate world. Like, how the fuck were we supposed to make that connection? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't connect properly. And I guess what you're saying is it won't unless you watch part 2. And to me, you pissed me off.
It's smart, but it's annoying.
Okay, fair enough. It's like when your kid asks you a reasonable question, but you ain't got time to answer it. Because I fucking said so. Like, it's
Nah, mine just like, go ask your mom.
I don't know, man.
I'll save it. Never mind. I'll save it.
Did anyone see one more thing I did with the short bus? Did anyone see a major conflict in part 1? I'm sure there's an explanation. Like, you know how you had to do, there was the dual side of like, I'm trying to save our people in RRR. There was a dual side of I'm trying to save our people from the inside, and I'm the revolutionary, but we're still going towards the same goal. Did anyone see anything similar to that in this film?
No, Jay, I did not see that movie in this movie at all.
No,
I'm
gonna
with
tell
the
you
mail on that. Like it was real different. It was more like I got more of a Black Panther sense in this, if anything, if you want to compare it to something.
Agreed with it. When I said similar,
I got biblical.
When I said similar,
I saw the biblical joint too.
What's that? The
Cain and Abel.
Oh,
but Cain and Abel was brothers though.
I mean, it still was kind of similar.
Brothers versus there's no word in Hindi for cousin, so it's all brothers.
I saw some Lion King.
I did see Lion King.
That's gonna be in my look at me. But when I said the two of them were similar, I meant only in like as far as like the absurdities that don't actually happen in Western films. You see what I'm saying? Like, he's not gonna be able to leap from
Oh
15
yeah,
movies.
he not gonna grab a dude by the legs and smack
Yeah,
five
no,
other dudes
no.
across the
That's
head.
I thought
Yeah.
you was talking about the leap to get to that twig. I was like, he was chasing the booty. Like you need the power of the booty to make
Oh
that.
no, your calves grow extra strength when you trying to dig in and chase. You see what I'm saying?
why y'all
He was hunting that thing.
when
The
you
Yeah, the
power of the booty.
chase.
Hey, boy.
He
Yeah,
tagged. He
Put
tagged
that
it.
spring in that step. He was like,
you
ah!
see
He tagged.
the
He tagged it before he tagged it.
you see what I'm saying is the chase is what has made man evolve. You get what I'm trying to say?
y'all
Getting
turn me
stronger,
into the
stronger,
drama at
faster.
every barbecue. Now that I've been to one, still ain't been to a black. Oh no, I've been to a black barbecue.
Yes,
Fuck
you
that.
have to.
I've been to one. Shout out to MJ. But I've been to one, and I know for a fact now. Y'all can drop those. So the look at me that I want to point out is I feel as though both films, and probably this one more so. Actually, no, I'll put it more so on this one. Definitely gave me it would be box office gold if it was an anime. Like not an anime, but like if it was animated, like if it was a cartoon type thing, like
I kind of see what you're saying
like out the
because
fucking world, like Minions. Who, if this was like an anime, not anime, like the
I could
Chinese,
see this
Oh,
being a
okay, okay.
video game too. This could be a dope
even a
video
video,
game too.
but I'm not saying manga, like
Right, right, right. Okay, I
I'm
get you. I
saying like
get you.
animated,
Like a Disney,
like
like
a
animation.
Disney, like
Not
yeah,
saying the Disney culture, because hold on, let me. We're saying animated similar to how Disney is animated.
Typing right now.
did what?
I
What?
know, man. Like y'all calm down.
What if it was animated like a Eon Flux or something like that?
I
Oh,
like that.
hey.
I like
I mean,
that.
that's still anime, though. But
That's considered anime? I didn't know.
yeah,
I'm not
Neon Flux is anime.
I'm not
yeah.
versed in the
Okay,
if it ain't Flintstones, it ain't real. You get what I'm saying?
Damn, you made it so lead. Oh, you don't talk about the Flintstones in this house.
but that's just it. Like once I when, especially with all the movies, I mean, like I feel like if Disney were to touch this could put like this would be the new Aladdin. Like it's something that would just fucking go out of this world. I just see the story being able to be. It's so mystical and wondrous that like there's so many places they could take it, and it would be more acceptable in the Western
in
world.
the Western world.
In the Western world.
See, I think the reason that this slapped so hard, too, because it touched on biblical aspects as well. Like in the
I'm a
story,
human, so you're gonna have to explain that to me.
yeah, I saw the son coming back. Kind of, they touched on the prodigal son returning. They touched on similar to maybe the resurrection. You could probably walk the line on the resurrection of Jesus and how he came back to
Yeah, because he's liberating his people. He's okay.
um and then again battle of brothers Cain and Abel with the father and the uncle. You also got touches of Joseph, the Prince of Egypt, how they had to get rid of him as a baby, like put him down the river, and like it's
False,
just
I,
huh?
the false idols, like worshiping false idols with the
Yeah, with the golden statue.
golden statue.
Yeah, so I was like, it's you seeing it? Okay.
Okay, I see where you're going. So again, that's why I feel like something like this in Western culture would just fly if it was animated.
It could.
Because there's so many connections that
But if people just open their eyes and look at this genre, because I'm actually finding a lot of pleasure out of the Bollywood, the Tollywood, and I know you guys said it's 21 other dialects. Let me get my toe in the water first, please. Before y'all start attacking. Like we just jumped in.
A splick a splash.
We just jumped in and shout out to was it Avish Kumar. She gave us like 9 or 10 movies that we need to check out if we're gonna be talking about this shit. So I was like, all right, give me some time, please. We got one. We checked off one.
I will say though, right? And this is going to maybe I'm a hypocrite for this, or maybe y'all can explain why it's like this. But for some reason, when we watch movies here, we're very critical of like CGI and what's really possible. I remember one time I argued by myself for 10 minutes about whether or not a gun was empty. She never reloaded, right? Like, but for some reason, when I watch these Bollywood films, I dismiss all of that. Like, none of that matters to me.
Hollywood.
Okay. Oh, did I?
Good correction, Mike. Tollywood. Yes, this is
Hollywood. Okay.
Tollywood because of the
I
dialect.
mean, I did it all last episode, Joe. I'm just trying to save you and spare you, dog.
Yeah,
Did I
The
miss something?
shame that comes over you,
yeah.
bro.
They came at us because we kept calling it Bollywood. I was like, and we sorry because that's all we
I was
knew.
on the RRR episode though.
Huh?
Like, I was on the RRR episode.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. My bad.
Then I also, it's random as hell, but like if it's Tollywood,
It's because of the
name
dialect.
Bahubali, like got anything to do with Bollywood, or are they taking a shot at Bollywood?
No, it's the region of the country.
Did he just
Yeah,
say
okay.
they were taking
It's
shots
the
at
region of the
Yeah.
country.
Hey, I'm just
And,
asking.
and it's the region in the dialect, correct?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
The
They got
region and dialect.
21
Yeah.
different dialects, so 21 different genres of.
So I just wanted to know if
Style.
anyone else experienced that, or if I'm just a hypocrite, like being able to dismiss the CGI, the
No, I
wire work of the man, the wire works that's done. Like,
from my understanding, that is a big staple in this genre.
yes,
So
absolutely.
they deal
That's
with like doing these crazy outlandish things because they don't want to be taken too serious. That's why they incorporate all of the different genres in each of their movies and stuff.
I'm
So
not sure. I'm not sure, but would that be a political angle as far as to not give it the seriousness to instill the belief in the people, or what?
I believe it's more so like they're looking to movies and stuff to actually, you know, entertain them and distract from the real
Right,
shit that's
right.
going on.
That's exactly what
So
I'm saying.
they don't want to like deal with real shit, then come watch a movie that's dealing with real, because that's why we so angry and shit over here. Like we look
Facts.
at all these real movies and shit, so we get pissed about the movie. And then
Facts.
we go outside, then we like they fucking with us. We get pissed about them when we come back. Like I'm finna unplug, and you just unplug it by watching the same shit that you're dealing with outside. God damn it! So
Yo, one more, yo.
they
Just,
might have figured it out. They got the goddamn.
that's what I'm telling you, bro. It's fully like you, and then they make the characters so like again. I don't know if it's the dialect, the accent,
Relatable.
whatever, but the characters you just kind of like focus in and lock in on that story, and so it's like the rest of the bullshit is just all bullshit, and you disappear into this mystical world for the next 2.5 hours, and I feel as though I'm that's where I'm like, yo, is it just that like why does that happen with this genre, and I can't do that with regular Western? Like there's a few. Thin Line Between Love and Hate, I'm gone. I'm Bobby Brown every fucking time in that movie. I'm gone, right? But oh
Say that again.
yeah, I don't know what just happened.
Say that again.
No, I said Thin Line Between Love and Hate. When I watch that, that's one of those movies where I just kind of escape into it. But I just don't know why for other Western movies it seems as if it's like I can't do it the same way I do it here.
Yeah. It's I respect the fact that their movie is entertained. And that's what the main thing is. Like they want to do these outlandish things that you don't have to worry about carrying with you. Like, man, you know what I'm saying? I gotta go outside and deal with a motherfucker hitting me with a motorcycle or uprooting a tree and smacking me with a goddamn tree, which was hilarious.
Do you think that's because they have a more uniform understanding of the agenda?
Yeah,
Like,
movies are made to entertain. Like that's
but outside of that, I meant like the overall culture's agenda, right? So it's like
okay.
there's no gay agenda, the black agenda. They're just putting out movies are to entertain, and this is Hindu culture. This is our
Culture.
Indian culture,
Yeah.
and this is what we are. And they have kind of like a unified identity in that. So then there's no need to kind of force that into their entertainment, right?
Okay.
Like, I don't know if that's a reach, But
it's not that far. Like it's an observation, and
yeah,
and
yeah.
and it's coming from us being Westerners and unplugged from the culture. So this is just what we see in it. I do like the fact that they highlight their cultures so much. Like it makes me kind of like, damn man, y'all got
I
some
saw
pretty
one
shit
white.
over there.
I saw one white dude in that bitch. One white dude in that bitch. He was, and he
He
looked.
wasn't even white. He was just the one that was inside the house a lot. So he came out.
Got a question for you. So, is it blackface or poor contouring that was happening in that fight scene with the other people? I'm just saying, are we
No, they
canceling
had mud and shit
people
all
here?
over. They had mud and shit all over 'em. If we talking about the same one.
We are talking about the same.
Okay. I was like,
That was
because
more
I'm blending both movies, so I'm not sure what y'all seen.
that was deeper than mud.
Hey man.
So we just gonna let them slide with the blackface?
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't think it was blackface. I think that might have just been their skin with a little mud on it. Just a little dirt and mud.
Also, did anyone notice that Shorty had the yam?
Here we go.
Means like
Here we go.
once we open them joints up, like
Mike, you gotta look at me, bro. God damn.
I'm alone.
I peeped you, Jay. I peeped
You people,
I peeped
thank
I
you,
peeped
thank
No,
you,
so
thank
don't
you.
do
I
it. Don't
appreciate-
put no
You
gas.
could not miss them shit, and that shit perked up like that, like two headlights in the dark.
All
Like,
right, see now you.
See, that's what you get. You shouldn't have jumped your ass over it.
oh god, too far. All right,
Now, I just want to say, what type of funky motherfucker you got to be for your mother to disown you and try to put another nigga on the throne?
Man, they dug into that too.
Yeah, I'm talking
They
about the
dug into it
auntie
in part
again,
two.
man.
They
I
dug
thought that
into it in
was a
part two.
cold dynamic right there.
Man, bro. And
damn.
it
That
wasn't.
just showed a different level of loyalty almost.
She
You know
was.
what I mean?
She was
But
deceived.
her thing was the law. It's not about family. It's not about
That's
anything.
what I'm saying. The loyalty to the state and everything else. Yeah.
She's serving her duty. I
She
respect that beyond
was
anything
deceived.
else.
She was deceived. She got played.
How so?
The brother or the uncle or whatever, he was in her ear for the all of part two, like just setting this shit up from the beginning. Like, I'm finna get this motherfucker out of here. And then because he was basically on some, the only way I could get this motherfucker is if I kill this motherfucker. So we gotta set this shit up.
Basically, you're making it so that we have to watch part two, aren't you?
Dog. Like it was cold. It was cold. I was like, I liked, again, going back to the short bus, I liked the entirety of both movies. I just wish they were separate. I wish you separated them, but yeah.
I got a question for y'all too. I do like the dynamic that they played in there with Bahubali and his mother.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember her name off the top of my head now. Let me look it up.
Devasana.
Devasana. Where they could kind of feel the presence of each other. Do you think that we actually innately have that ability? Like, if you did not know your birth mom, you could like feel her presence
with the birth mom.
Yeah, like you know what I mean. Like he didn't know what she looked like, and he didn't know who she was because that's why I say that's why again I say that whole little scene where they showed the two boys, it just didn't. It just threw me off.
Wait, you're talking about with his birth mom?
Yeah, Devasana.
Yeah.
And Bahubali, when he was coming around her, she could like, she could feel him.
Yeah. Oh, when she was like, "Yeah, my son is here."
Yeah, my son coming. No. Yeah. Pick them up sticks, baby.
I agree because I think it's more so for like women though. I don't know if men have it. Like men might have it, like be able to, but I know like my wife says that like when she walks into my daughter's daycare, if she's crying and there's always babies crying back there. You know what I'm saying? It's a daycare. But if my daughter's crying, she can hear her cry throughout everybody.
Oh, yeah, that's parental.
Yeah, and I feel like I can do it the same, but I feel like with her the connection's different. So I can kind of see it. And from a personal standpoint, the first time I met my father, like we hadn't met before, but like the second I saw him, I was just like,
oh yeah, this is that big.
Yeah, like it makes total sense. Like
Let me get a couple dollars, homie.
No, in a similar sense, I can tell when my kid's lying right away.
Really? You could call it? No. The boy, it's easy. The boy,
No, all of them.
got
Like I can
poker
tell when
face.
they sitting here talking, I can just tell, like, man, shut your lying ass up.
I don't believe the boy has any poker face, but I feel like the oldest girl could lie to you for
No,
sure.
no, she
I
knows.
feel
She
like the
knows it's
second
easier
oldest.
to just tell me the truth.
Oh, she's
Yeah,
already
Yeah.
I have the senses too, Jay.
word.
Yes.
Yeah, you can always tell something, a twitch in the face or a way a motherfucker breathe, body language.
That's why
Zoe
when
just got a demeanor that you full of shit though.
yeah. So you got to prove yourself automatically. But no, you get that.
Fucking innocent in this whole house. So,
You get it where when people are telling me stuff like, "Yo, your kid did this, your kid did that," I'm like, "No, they didn't." Like I know my kids, and I know the amount of stupidity that they would go through.
true. Yeah.
I was like,
No. That's true because I mean I feel like my little there was times where like I remember my mom had lost her phone. This was years ago, and so all her before your numbers could get backed up, and someone texted her, and my little brother looked at it and was like, "Jay, don't talk like that." Like he already, but then when I sent a message and she was like, "Oh yeah, that's him," he was like, "Yeah, that's him." And so yeah, no, you got a point with that, but the lying, I feel like I got away with a lot of
you'll
shit.
pick it up. No, they let you get away. They let you get away. They know. They know.
Not the shit I was doing. Ain't no fucking way. Like,
And I do got to say one thing. Since we've been referencing RRR in this the whole time, and the reason I didn't rank this as high as RRR because I felt the fight scenes were better in RRR.
agreed.
And yeah, overall, and then when I looked at them,
Wait, Mike, can I ask you a question real quick though?
go ahead.
Before that, so going back to the flavor, do you feel like the weaponry in RRR, the sound effects from that was better in
The weaponry overall was better. They had some paper mache swords in this mug.
Well,
This
mug.
it's a 2015 film.
I'm gonna say to defend. Thank you, Zoe. This is a 2015 film, and this.
But
wait,
hold on. I understand, Lamel, that this is a 2015 film, but this came off like a 1990s flick compared to a 2010 flick.
But this movie is
reference
the
to RRR.
reason. This movie is the reason RRR probably had that big of a budget to do the better things with the graphics. Because
I
this
can't
is
be mad at that. I can't be mad at that
He
argument.
laid the footprints ass
But
head.
that's some old Bob Cousy ass argument and shit.
man.
That's,
Like
that's some old Bob Cousy ass
RRR
argument.
definitely
Like,
have a bigger budget.
Bill Russell ran so you could walk.
Yeah.
What?
RRR had a bigger budget because they were the same director
Oh,
and
God.
everything. So that's why you'll see some similarities in it, which is why I don't push back on Jay too hard when he compares.
Hey, Lamel. At the end of the day,
Paper mache.
ain't no graphics for you doing a sword like this. Come on now, ain't no graphics, that was in the script.
I enjoyed them fighting and stuff, and then just tossing it back, and then
Right,
the uncle would just catch it like
yo.
We gonna
If
pause.
they're there with you, if they're there with you, just blink right now. Right, just one of those.
You hate.
No, we gonna pause that.
Jay Stan, y'all, man, y'all be hating and shit. Shut up.
No, you said they're gonna toss it back for the uncle to catch it. We gotta pause that.
Oh, wait a minute! I didn't even hear that. Wait a minute!
They didn't do that part in the movie.
We got to pause that
when they was fighting.
All right, yo,
what you talking about?
Mute him. We saw the wrong film.
Bahubali was fighting some dude over here, and the uncle and another dude.
Who? What kind of gun?
What
kind of gun?
Bahubali.
Bazooka Joe?
Hey, dang y'all, man. Y'all get them in the comments. Y'all go ahead. Them two motherfuckers direct all of them shots. Jay and MJ.
Oh man.
Yo, wow.
Oh God. Anyway.
Well, before we break off and have some fun with this, I want to go ahead.
We ain't had fun yet.
Oh yeah, we
Oh,
gonna have.
yeah, have a
All
blast.
right, so I'm gonna ask the question: RRR or Bahubali?
Easy. RRR.
Yeah,
Easy.
I'm RRR.
Easy.
I'm Bahubali.
I'm Bahubali as well.
I'm Rise, Rebel, Revolt, nigga.
That one was good, but I enjoyed this. I enjoyed this story a lot better.
Well, I think I liked RRR because it was coming from the distinction of two actual characters at the end of
Yeah.
the day. I think that gave it a boost for me. I think the advantage of having 2022 on your side versus 2015 gave it an advantage for me as well.
Okay.
I'm gonna use that.
I think the cinematic part of it was better.
Okay.
The colors and everything that I'm remembering now was
The
much more
colors was
vivid.
cold.
Yeah, it was much more vivid on the screen. And
That snake ain't do it for me, bro.
uh and I gotta say that RRR makes me want to explore the genre more. If I saw Bahubali first, I'm not so sure that I would feel
Nah.
the same.
Okay. That's respectable.
I agree with that last statement. There was one thing that you said I don't necessarily agree with, but for the most part, we're on the same page. But more than anything else, man, I felt like the story in Rise in RRR was just it was more relatable, applicable to the time that we're in right now. Because for me, I feel like that's a constant battle. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Like
a good take.
a lot of people, when you look at our political climate, how and just families in general, you know what I'm saying? Like just the split in between it. We're all in such a divisive place, but we all kind of just want the same shit, man. We all just want a fair shot. That's all everybody's asking for. So to me, the story is just
A
constantly
piece of the pie. That's all we want.
piece of, exactly. I'm not
Okay.
even asking for the whole thing, just a slice.
Just
Um,
just a smidget.
smidget. Nah, I want a little bit more than a smidget. Nah,
God damn.
Yeah, you can give me a sliver. I think a
sliver.
sliver is
I'll take a
enough.
sliver.
Yeah.
I'll take a sliver. But yeah, so for the story alone, I just felt like it was just more beautiful, and then just the way they delivered it, bro. Like you have to admit, you have
Yeah.
to remember, like with RRR, you're writing,
3.5 hours in and didn't realize it.
yeah,
Yeah.
gone.
See, I enjoyed. I really enjoyed RRR. Do not get me wrong, but if I had to choose one, I'm choosing Bahubali. Uh, just because on the structure of the story, although I got that minor, pushback with the way that they forced you into part two, but I think the storytelling itself, uh, it was pretty good. You had the dynamic of you know all of the biblical aspects to it, which connected with me as well. You had I thought they did okay with the graphics and scenery and everything in this. The colors were cool. I liked how they played with the henna, is it henna tattoos or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
on the girl, and it's just it was a good movie overall, and it was a love story that I didn't mind watching.
And see, I'm glad you brought that up, Lamel. And this is why I snapped on my girl when she went and got a tattoo. It was like, nigga, you let a nigga tattoo you,
I'm
nigga. That's your
done.
nigga now.
He was under the water with the fish.
Yeah.
I was like,
That,
come
yeah,
on, bro.
that's your man's now. He tattooed you, that's your man's now.
It wasn't like a stamp. Like it wasn't like he. It was. She's not a chattel, bro. It's not like this is his ranch stamp. Like it was just a tattoo.
Mm,
It's his
mm,
job.
mm.
It's she.
What about you,
It
Zoe?
was her idea. Like, this nigga, what?
So you will break yours down?
Um,
Get with this man.
yeah. So I like I said earlier, I rocked with Bahubali over RRR, and again, like Lamel said, I thought RRR was dope. But I don't know, not not knowing too much about the culture of this film, and the background of the people who like this film. It just seemed like this one felt a little bit more of a connection to their culture and to the people, to their people.
So
The
can I ask a
story,
question on that, Zoe?
uh,
Are you saying that it felt more like it was made for their culture and RRR was made for like to go outside of their borders. Is that what you're trying to say?
Nope,
I
that makes
felt that
sense.
RRR.
Yeah.
I felt RRR was made for,
It could go to the
not to,
UK. It could go to the US. It
not
could go to Canada. It could go. Yeah, I
their
got you.
culture,
And boy, did it.
but it broadened the horizons of the reach of the film. Um, Now there were some things that I did feel that, like I said earlier, I liked the story a little bit more with this one, but yeah, overall, I think this was the one for me. You know what I'm saying? Out of the two, um, and I think I am gonna check out part two, and I think it's a part three too. It's a
Oh, is it
prequel.
really?
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to
Well,
check that out.
just to add to my point, as far as the clarity of why I like RRR, it was a couple scenes in there where I didn't like how it jumped in the storytelling, and then the ending of this one that, like Lamel says, forces you to watch part two.
Yeah.
I think that took a little bit of points off of it for me as well. Just encapsulating this film into one, one project itself versus the other.
Damn. So we torn down the middle.
Yeah, I like that though.
It's
Yeah,
tied
that's good. That's
2-2,
good.
man. So
I like that.
y'all go ahead, hop in the comments, and y'all give us the deciding vote. Y'all see, which one better. I honestly
Yeah.
respect them both. I honestly respect them
Put
both.
Bahubali or RRR, whatever your vote may be. We'll tally it in a few weeks and see what it is and get back to you.
We'll revisit it. But until then, it is everyone's favorite game show. Rename that movie. Bahubali.
Damn it.
I knew you was gonna say something.
What did you say? God damn it. Go for it.
Bahubali.
Bahubuti. Wow. Oh God. Not the mama.
Superman that hoe.
Damn. Oh,
Me too.
the Lion King.
Tag a bitch. Yoho chose.
Don't go chasing waterfalls.
Damn.
Oh shit.
Damn.
That's it. That's it.
Oh,
Yeah, that's it.
Oh man, butterfly booty.
Nah.
Fuck, don't go.
damn, G. That's why because usually he be in it with us when we tossing the shits around. He just held on to it, lit his shit up. Yeah.
Damn. Oh,
Nah, that's it.
Mile High Club.
Nah,
That's it.
Nah, bro. Nah,
All right.
you
Keep going. I mean,
ain't even had to. You Mike Tyson, that motherfucker, one hit quitter. That shit was the equivalency of buying a pay-per-view of Mike Tyson back in 19.
Facts.
Hey, that was good. Well, that was a good waste of money. All you need to see was ESPN them nights, and you would have had the whole fight. Oh man, I remember people sitting up like, damn, we wasted all this money on watching these scrubs fight for 10 rounds and whatever.
I never forget. I went to the bathroom one time and missed the damn fight, bro.
When Floyd knocked out Ricky Hatton, that's how I missed the knockout. I was in the bathroom. Like I was in the bathroom. And I remember one of my boys kept saying is like Ricky Hatton has knocked somebody out with a body blow. And I was like, but he's Floyd. But he's Floyd. Damn, my
recommendation.
That's the shortest renames.
It is.
I don't think I'll recommend this one.
Okay.
I'm debating now, like, because as we talk about it, like, the way they did that flip in the ending just kind of pisses me off. So I don't even know how I feel about watching part two, but I might. There's a very good chance that I just need to see how it fucking ends. God damn it.
I said my only pushback with that is at the time, maybe in 2015, because this was the biggest budget film and it brought in the most. Like it was sitting at the top before RRR came. Um, that might have been the only way that they knew how or knew possible to build up such anticipation for part two.
So then, let me ask you a question. So I've been looking for the English version of this. Right? There's an English version of RRR, and there's an English version of select films from this genre. Right? Do you think that like did it not do well? Do you think like it's like I think it was Zoe that said this one was for their people and RRR was for the
No, this did very well. Like I
okay.
said,
So it
this,
did do good. So there
yeah, this did very well. It had one of the biggest budgets as well, which I believe I want to say 16 million. And no, yeah, it might have been around 12 million, between 12 and 16 million, and it brought in 23.
Jesus.
But that was, I don't know like what the numbers look like now. I'm pretty sure it brought in way more than that, because it's one of their biggest films. But yeah, no, as far as rewatchability recap for me, I definitely I can see myself sitting down watching this again. And I have talked to a couple people that listened to the episodes and they actually checked out RRR because of us. So I'm hoping that they go and check out Bahubali and 1 and 2. But yeah, no, I'm definitely recommending this. I'll probably end up rewatching this. Like I said, you guys have gained a fan of the genre. So I'm interested in seeing like what kind of other stuff y'all got out there. So y'all drop that in the comments for me.
Yeah, as far as myself, as far as recommending, I don't think so. If you're like
Keep
a
it to
movie
yourself,
buff,
huh?
nah, hold on. I was gonna say if it's someone that's like
Pat
a
yourself on the
movie
back.
buff,
Hold on. Start over.
That
that are
motherfucker
into
just
films,
some syrup in the middle.
into films of
Hold
other
on.
cultures.
Hold on.
Hold up. What you say now? Take a breath. All right, say it now.
Was my tongue out the entire time?
No, I'm saying if
Yeah.
it's someone that's a movie.
A movie fan, you recommend this?
Yeah, I think that's what he's
Yeah,
trying to
damn, we gonna have to
Yeah,
come
you
back.
know, if you're into films, well,
Nah, you got it, bro.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right,
Good.
that's
yeah,
respectable. Yeah.
yeah,
All right, what about you, Mike?
yeah.
I'm kind of in the lane of Zoe. I'm thinking about it, and it's like it would be hard. It would be hard to kind of force someone in this lane with this film. I think RRR is an easier film just because of what Jay said. It's a little bit more relatable in our political front. Bahubali is also a relatable story as well as, especially when you bring in the biblical aspects to the movie. I think that has something that relates cross borders, and I think the film was made to go cross borders, but it was done with more, I guess, of a cultural
Pushback.
film style. I will say that.
More pushback because I think
Yeah,
the benefit of RRR or the benefit that RRR had is that motherfuckers was sitting down and we damn near burned up our Netflix account watching everything. So we was looking for something new and they just came along at the right time. Like,
That's a fact. Like
we just gonna
Netflix,
drop this right
I
here.
was about to get rid of that shit. Not get rid of it, but I was like over it. Yeah.
but no, I don't know. I would definitely rewatch it. Recommendation. It would be to a select. It would to be to a select group. That's how I have to phrase it.
Okay. Would it be like a person that's into musicals or what?
No, it would be a person that's
You trying to get the man shot?
not necessarily musicals.
Trying to get the man shot?
It'll be more like
Musicals, right?
He gonna be walking down the street, just get hit with an arrow. Just shoot.
no, if you into like
No,
Guardians of the Galaxy,
Curry just stain
if you
all.
into
Just all his fucking shit. They're gonna throw Doll at him. It's okay.
Calm
Doll is
down.
actually
Calm
pretty.
down. Go back on mute, Jay. Go ahead, Mike.
No, if you into like Guardians of the Galaxy, if
You
you
ever been
into like a
slapping
Kung Fu hustle,
slapping a roti?
if you into if you was into RRR, this would be up your lane. You know what I'm saying? It has a wide audience that it could grab from. I would say,
Most definitely. That's respectable.
but it's not for
Everyone.
the person who goes to see, you know, horror movies all the time in the movie theater or something like that.
Touche.
You know what I'm saying?
Touche. Well, with that said, I say you guys can go on over to TruVuePodcast.com where you can like, subscribe, share, and comment to help us defeat that all-powerful algorithm trying to hold a black pod down. Also, thank you for riding with us on YouTube. We thank y'all for engaging in the comments. You know what I'm saying? I try and get back to each and every one of you. We do read all of the comments. So
The
be sure to
Last
hit that-
Emperor. Yeah. You into that. That's one right there. Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications. Make sure to hit that thumbs up button and you know, share us, leave a comment, and I'll get back to you, man. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for riding with us. TruVue Podcast. Let's go.
Yeah.
Man, and as always, man, y'all go tap in with Vinci Vibes. Where the vibes are forever Vinci. You can find Vinci Vibes on Instagram, Facebook, and the website that is VINTYVIDEZ.com. Tap it.
And before we get out,
I do want to thank the listeners for hanging in there with us for 2 years. Zoe has reached a milestone of over 150 words for the episode. I do want to let y'all
That's
know
cumulative.
that. You
over-
know what I'm
over
saying?
2 years. That's cumulative.
Give my boy a round of applause. My man is on for the, you know what I'm saying? We in here.
and before we get out, man, this movie did get a TruVue official score of
Find out. 1, 2, 3, 3.
it was a 3. It was I think mid to high 3, but
Yeah, it was a little bit over 50.
yeah, it was definitely a good watch though. So
Yeah. This was actually the first time I scored lower than everybody in a film, too.
Nah.
No.
no.
The one where homeboy in the car.
Sometimes when you just
Yeah, I
don't
don't
like
think
shit,
it-
you just don't like shit.
Yeah, you really just don't.
It be
fuck
some
with it.
petty shit. It be some
Yeah,
petty
you
shit.
did.
All right. Like I said,
Smallest 2 minutes of the film
Jesus.
He wore Nike shoes with Adidas
that
socks.
had nothing to do with the plot. Yeah.
Like what?
That is disgusting. That is nasty. That is fucking throw the whole movie away. That is
The
disgusting.
motherfucker had a bucket hat on in the wintertime.
Another flagrant move. Like, okay. We could end. We could stop. We could stop. How you know what they say? The vibes venti.
What?
I don't know. We out. I don't know.
That ain't what we say.
Y'all are being very,
Right.
very
Just tell
traumatizing
him what
right
to
now.
say, Jay.
Go watch some shit.
All right.
TruVue Podcast.
A bunch of different views.
The boys keep it real, man. I really like listening to them, man. They funny. Yeah.
Son,
They really speak their truth. What the hell was that?
you're